Hi, I'm going to show you a quick introduction to Google Forms and its pros and cons of using this as an assessment tool in the classroom. Google Forms is a great way to create an assessment to be used either formatively or summatively during the learning process. One of the things that I love most about Google Forms is the ability to add different question types. You'll have text, paragraph text, multiple choice, check boxes, choosing from a list, scale, or grid questions. These questions allow you to create different question types, to create things that are easier to grade, or select different types of responses that you might be looking for as an instructor. Another great feature of the Google Forms is its ability to share and use this anywhere. Students, because it is an online program, can access this from home, from a library computer, or from any computer really anywhere that has internet access. Another thing that's very useful is the share option. You're allowed to share this document with another colleague or someone else who might need access to the information provided in your form. You can also email the form to other people. You can even see the different types of responses in a couple of formats. You can click on the response summary and see each of the test questions and the different responses that came up for each of the questions. You can easily identify errors in calculation or common misconceptions that students might have in each of those areas. And another way to see the responses is through a spreadsheet, where each of the questions is displayed at the top, and you'll see the student responses right below. The plus side for using the spreadsheet is that you can then download the data and use it as an Excel spreadsheet or in a PDF or however you wish. You can also, in the spreadsheet, do the typical things that you might be able to do in a normal spreadsheet, like edit, sort, and all of those typical spreadsheet functions. Now, if we go back to the form, though, I'd like to point out some of the flaws. Some of the flaws or cons that I found with using this is that you can't really use diagrams, photos, or things like that as part of your overall testing package. This is one of the big cons, and really the biggest con that I found with using Google Forms is the ability for the form to actually grade the assessment or adapt to the student learning. The form doesn't provide you with any sort of grading. It doesn't provide you with whether or the student with the number of questions correct or wrong. It doesn't even do that for the instructor. You have to manually go through the data and grade each of the students' responses separately. Also, the students, the learning or the question types are not developed or geared towards the students' learning. As students progress through the questions, they're not changing, developing higher order thinking questions. Those you have to do on your own. So, while it is a great tool, there are some limitations. I know I anticipate using this a little bit more in my classroom this year, especially with the use of isometric transformations in geometry. It will be a great tool for me to just get a basic idea of what my students know and what they need to know in the classroom. I hope that you find this tool as interesting and as easy to use as I have.